'Cause I'm just a nobody, trying to tell everybody all about somebody who saved my soul. Ever since you rescued me, you gave my heart a song to sing. I'm living for the world to see, nobody but Jesus.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the Legacy Continues podcast. I am Melinda McGahee, and so glad that you have logged on and watching with us today. I want to share a few things before we get officially started. As the year wraps up, the name of this podcast is The Legacy Continues, and we did that in honor as the podcast originally started. It was Real Talk with Miss Brenda, and which was my mom, and she passed away December 18th last year. And so out of determination to keep things going that she had started, we named it the Legacy Continues podcast, and we've had a good time sharing how the legacy is continuing and reflecting on different testimonies and stuff that has happened over the years here at the Lovelady Center. And though that will continue, we're going to revamp it in the beginning of 2026. So my intent was to have my brothers, Bo and Matthew, on here with me. And it's good to have y'all. Good to have y'all.
He says here.
So, and I have other siblings. We just get 3 on here, so there's 2 right now. But
the 2 cool ones.
The 2 cool
Absolutely,
ones.
yes.
Okay, own it. But anyway, I wanted them on here at the end of the year. They started off with me at the beginning of the year on a podcast with me as we reflected. And so as we ended the year, I wanted to have them on. I was going to wait a little later, but unfortunately, we experienced, the Lovelady family and our family experienced another loss this week. My stepdad, Jeff Spahn, passed away unexpectedly yesterday. And so to acknowledge that and to take a minute to respect and honor Jeff, we thought I thought it would be good to go ahead and let's have my brothers on here so they could do this with me, and just again, it was unexpected this week, and Jeff was married to Mom for I believe 26 years, right?
I was trying to think about
it
that
was
last night.
it was in '99. It was summer of '99.
No. Really? Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
99, sorry.
You see how he was trying to correct
No,
me?
sorry.
Okay,
I got
yeah.
married in 97, so it was after that.
Okay.
Yes.
And so married quite some time, and I know that Jeff had an intricate part of the first days of Lovelady.
And ours.
Yeah, in our lives.
Even prior
Yeah,
to Lovelady.
that for sure in our lives. And I felt like because of his, I know that Jeff, I guess over the years as he started doing his own thing and wasn't here as much, I know that he felt that maybe his where how he got started. I think he felt a little left out of being recognized as someone who helped. So I thought maybe today we could reflect a little bit on how he played that intricate part, and we definitely want to talk about how he played that. And I get a little tickled sometimes when I think about him getting to heaven with Mom, and wonder what Jeff always wanted that hold my hand kind of thing, and Mom was not the hold my hand kind of thing, and it was I just have to wonder what that initial response was.
Hopefully it was warm and exciting.
Hopefully, yes.
Not Jeff. What have you been doing?
Are you serious? Are you stupid?
Yes.
No.
He will be missed. He was a great guy. We loved him, and
Yes.
he loved us like his own kids.
Absolutely.
He was very good to us. I was thinking, kind of reflecting this morning about the very beginning with Jeff, and the very first time I think that I met Jeff. I was opening up a business or whatever it was. I think it might have been tax stuff or something. And he knew that I needed, it was $3,500, I think. And he said, well, meet me in the morning. And so I met him in the morning, and he literally, being from California, drove me downtown to Charles Schwab building and walked
that's
inside. Didn't even tell me what he was doing. Walked inside and came back out with a $3,500 check and handed it to me.
Wow, that's awesome.
And that was really not even knowing me yet, just to be
Yeah, he was
helpful.
good to
He
somebody.
did. Yeah, he always wanted to be helpful. He loved to give advice.
And,
but
wouldn't quit till you took it.
But he was also wise. He really was, because he was very instrumental in me getting started in my passion of real estate. So I'm very grateful for that.
I know
And he
you've
was-
told me that. You've said that quite a bit. How grateful. I mean, you've said that for years, and how grateful you are that he taught you what he taught
Yes,
you.
he will be missed.
Absolutely, he will be. I was thinking about the beginning days of Lovelady and how his influence here, and I want to, I wish, especially when I've been seeing a lot of the old timer love ladies, the OGs, if you're out there, share a story, but a lot of them referring to him as pops, and just one particular post I saw was that he was, one of the first, really the first person that ever treated me like a daughter, and who was, and I'd heard people over the years saying that, and I know that how much he enjoyed and appreciated being part of that.
And love the women.
Yes, he did, and he wanted to see the absolute best in them for sure.
Women, but also a lot of men too. He would take
All the
a lot
men.
of times what we would consider the underdog, and Jeff really was passionate about taking them under his wing, and really loving on them. And I think about all the men over the years that he's mentored too, and he'd fight, just like Mom would the women. Jeff would fight for them. They could steal from him, and he would still literally fight for them.
Yeah, he had he started a men's group here with the men, and they would go. I think
Activities
camping. I think
and
they would go
stuff, yeah.
camping once a year.
Yeah,
It seems
hiking.
like it seems like they had. So yeah, he enjoyed mentoring and again he loved to give advice.
He was telling me this story not too long ago about when he took, I think it was a bus of some of the autistic kids that he was taking somewhere and they attacked him coming home.
I've never heard this story.
It was the funniest story to hear him tell it. He said, "I'll never forget. I was driving the van, and he said they were hitting me in the back of the head."
He didn't know how to handle it.
Yeah, he was just taking them to a football game or something.
Yeah.
He'd load them up and take them again.
He would absolutely. He was. It was fun. He and the way that his business, the way that he could. He would sometimes drive me nuts with some of those details that he was, always trying to figure out. But then, I just remember, how in the world did he figure that out? He would figure
He wouldn't stop until he did.
And then, he started the coffee shop here.
Yes.
He started it. So
Hebrews,
that's
right?
Hebrews.
Okay.
He named it Hebrews. Yes, that was his touch. And so I was just, reflecting of the impact that he had here and how much we appreciate what he did here for Lovelady and what he did for us and for me. I know he was always, I know he was on my team.
Oh, for sure.
Most of the time.
Even when I think he would be frustrated with us, he would still,
Yeah.
he still loved us, and he was still, in our corner.
Yeah.
I was going back to my text and the stuff he sent me over the last few months. He's like, "Well, I haven't heard from you, but I'm here and I love you." And make me feel guilty.
Yeah.
Now I feel so guilty for not calling him every day. And that's something that I want to take away from this. And I think for you guys out there too, if you've got somebody, love them, because you don't know. You really
So
don't
true.
know. We never would have expected yesterday.
We wouldn't have. No, absolutely not. We had plans this Sunday to go to breakfast.
Yeah.
All of us. It was so last year, as we enter into December, I wanted to recognize that this coming that we were supposed to go to breakfast with Mom. She wanted to go to breakfast with her kids, and then we ended up having to cancel it because she canceled because she didn't feel good the first day. The second day, she ended up on a ventilator. And so we had decided that we were going to go to breakfast this weekend to make up for it. And I'm like, and here we are. Here we are. So you never do know. And so I think one thing I thought when we were going through Mom's stuff after she passed away, and we came across the contract that she had made with Jeff prior to when getting into ministry and then adopting Hunter, and how she the commitments and the promises that she made about how they would retire and then
Travel the world.
Yes, and all this stuff. And then I thought, Jeff, she set you up for the okie doke. He said, I know. He said,
That's
It was a
funny.
literal contract.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was just, and then how he, but he supported her in this. And so that's beautiful. So when we talk about the legacy continues, I know that we've been pretty determined, us, our staff, the family, has been very determined to keep the legacy continuing. And so as we reflect into over 2025, we've again trying hard, a lot of loss, but I was thinking about all the things that we've accomplished, and just the change and transformation, and all, about why keeping it authentic and real, just as I think, honoring Mom. I know that both of y'all definitely had a very strong hand in that. What are y'all thoughts about how to keeping the legacy continuing, and what have you seen us do thus far this year? Not a trick question.
Well, I would say I think that you've done an incredible job, Melinda. You really have. I'm so proud of you. It's been amazing to watch it all unfold in the past year, and just how, even in spite of Mom dying, how well we've grown, and everything seems to be functioning well. Thank God.
Yeah, definitely. I think that when Mom got to the point where she was ready to move on, or God was ready to call her home, she had set you up to just kind of roll right into it. Even it goes back to where she turned the reins over to you.
Yes.
A year or 2 years prior to?
Yeah.
And it didn't mean she didn't have her opinion, and we had to listen to it. But she knew what she was doing in it all,
And God knew what He was doing.
yeah, absolutely.
And I think we talk about circumstances, just over the circumstances over the years. I think, like, why did her, hip come out of place so many times? And why did, because when she would go through these, it was just weird stuff that she would go through that would keep her down for a minute. And I think that was the Lord.
Training opportunities.
I think it was training opportunities where she was able to still have that influence, but because she was as strong-willed as she was, and I was her sidekick, I think that the Lord was like, okay, the roles had to.
Step up.
But that just reminds me that sometimes when we go through hardships that, and we don't understand why, and it might not always be about me or always about you.
But it can still be opportunities to learn.
No matter
grow.
what the situation
Yeah.
is, we can learn, but know that God is doing something in the midst.
Right.
And I know that I've had to remind myself that many times this year, that God is doing something in the midst.
Same, sissy. Me
Something
too,
in the
baby.
midst, for sure. I think that, I know our dental clinic has definitely stepped up.
Definitely.
We're making our own dentures now. I mean,
That's
we're
exciting.
making,
Did you tell them that on the podcast?
I
before?
don't know if I
Because
have or
I
not.
think last week was our first
We
set
that we actually
made
printed.
in-house.
Yeah,
That's a big deal.
and it went in somebody's mouth and it fit.
Right.
I'm
Yes.
talking that deserves a fist bump from somebody. All
And it
right.
creates a smile, right?
Yeah. So I think that's, and I love, because we talk about Mom, and that to me was so important to Mom that for the first few years, everybody that came here they got teeth, and then we had to pay the power bill. So then we had so many women that we couldn't do the teeth for everyone anymore. So knowing how important that was to her, and now that we're actually printing them in house, that's pretty sweet.
I've got a guy that I went to school with, and his name is off my tongue right now. But anyway, I had posted something on Facebook about 6 months ago that I read, and it was like a lot of his patients or the people, because he makes teeth.
Okay.
And he said it has turned into an absolute ministry to him because he can see their life literally change
Right before his eyes.
Yeah. But, and Mom felt that from the very beginning.
Confidence
Yeah.
Yeah.
they get. And it just opens new doors for them. Not necessarily because of the teeth, although that does, but because of their confidence and the way
Absolutely.
they feel about themselves.
Yeah. I was
So that's
thinking.
pretty important.
Yeah. No, for sure. And again, knowing how important it was to her was important to, to us as well.
A lot
So
of the things that have happened over the past year since she's been gone were
things that-
dreams of hers.
hers, yeah.
That's just kind of.
yeah, the 2 playgrounds have opened since she passed, and that was something that she was part of. I know we haven't finished the cosmetology school, but it's
in motion.
starting. It's in
It's in
motion.
motion.
That was something that was passionate
get
for her.
Derailed on small projects as they come up, but
Yeah.
it's definitely in motion. All the bathrooms.
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
The
The media,
The podcast room?
room. No, but
Podcast
that
room.
was Mom setting me up for the okie doke. Mom, I think we got a theme. Mom setting us up with the okie doke because I wasn't the one who wanted to do the podcast. Mom was, and then she never actually made it down here. She was going to start filming down here in January, and so anyway, we've again trying to be faithful and doing what she
carried the torch, right?
Absolutely, and I look forward to I look forward. We're still going to have a podcast next year, and I love sharing what God has done and what He's doing. I want to one thing I want to start doing is when as grads graduate, I want them to tell their immediate story, so other grads, the ones the grads who've gone before can pray for them and lift them up and when they can be encouraged that God's doing it and then also as we have this Lovelady family, once a Lovelady, always a Lovelady, then they can hear those stories and again cover them in prayer. So I mean, then we're still gonna do old stories as well, still do the new testimonies and stuff. So I'm looking forward to the podcast next year. It's just going to be a little different and I think it's going to be good.
It's exciting.
I know when we talk about, and again, it was important for, the legacy to continue in 2025, but it wants to continue for here on out. It'll never stop. It'll never stop is my hope. But I love that one thing that wasn't part of Mom's vision, but that I know that she would be elated is our Next Steps program. Which is for our grads. And so we know that we will be closing this week on a set of apartments for our grads.
I think the apartments were somewhat of her vision, not necessarily this group of apartments, but apartments.
Right.
But not the entire program that you
Right.
put together.
Then right. She wanted it, but then she kind of had let go of it and let other people manage it, which is why we ended up with us renting all the apartments that we do. Right. Yeah. So you're absolutely right about that. So I think that's
How many apartments right now do we rent?
I don't know math, big brother. 56, 47, and about no, the 56 we don't rent all those. I don't
Like over 100 maybe?
no, not yet. Not yet. Once we own the one, then we will. So we'll have 56, 47. Then it'll be over 100 at that point. But right now it's probably 70. Around 70.
70 to 80, probably 10 houses.
Next
Yes.
steps.
Yes.
Explain that to us.
So Next Steps is our transitional program, recovery program that we have right now, is just getting the life skills to put one foot in front of the other, and then the next steps is just really taking just everyday skills and learning to thrive in them. It's all grads. Once you graduate our program, you'll step into the Next Step program, and it's an 18-month process where when you end it, you should have some $3,000 or more in savings. And you're there's milestones. Still the recovery accountability, the financial accountability, job placement accountability, and so we're and how to take care of your home, keep your home, basic plumbing maintenance. Switching out your air conditioner vent. I mean, I didn't even know you had to have one of them filter things. And so I think it's important that we do
You need to go through the Next Step
I
program.
know. I need to go through the Next Step program.
We're
Yeah.
going to get you a plunger and an air conditioner.
I don't want to plunge your air conditioner. Yeah.
I love it. That's
Give her a
great.
toolbox, y'all.
Yeah.
Well, either way, that's exciting.
Yeah,
It's a big deal.
I think it's I think it's going to be a good time. I think it's going to really help our grads thrive.
How many
Once
units
again,
are we
confidence.
buying? How many units is it? 60?
56.
56
Almost 60.
is the one that is the units we hope to close next week. I'm
That's
excited.
awesome.
And we're going to call it Brenda's Courtyard. Y'all be paying attention to my Facebook next week. We're going to
We've already got the signs.
signs are made, and all we're trying to we got to just make it to closing.
It's a
So
beautiful name.
y'all pray that into existence, and then we'll be opening up Brenda's Courtyard. And then we'll see what doors God opens next. And all that to say is that the legacy continues. I mean, with Jeff's legacy, Mom's legacy, it doesn't stop once you enter heaven. If you've lived that life, and my hope and prayer is that you will find some passion and purpose as you walk it out every day, and just make sure you're building that legacy that can continue. I know that's my hope for you and for us, and keep us in your prayers. Know that we're praying for you. Is there anything that y'all want to say to encourage before we wrap this up?
No, honestly, I'm kind of in a funk a little bit after yesterday, but I'm also thankful and at peace, and I know Jeff's at peace.
Oh, yes.
No doubt in my mind,
And it's been hard for him to find peace. So, it has been hard for him to find peace. It's been tough. There's been a lot of a lot of desires and things that he had, and he had some things that were holding him back. So I know that he is at peace now.
Yeah, for sure.
So it was exciting walking through all the Christmas trees.
that not-
Yes,
I've not seen that before. What is that exactly?
Yeah, so it's the I call it Rock Around the Christmas Tree because I don't know what else to call it.
They're
But,
beautiful.
They are beautiful. So there are a lot of mini Christmas trees, and they're beautifully decorated by a bunch of architects, and so they all have different.
You can
themes.
tell they have some flair to
yes,
them.
They
They're
do.
so
They
nice.
do.
Not just architects though. There's a lot of different companies as well.
Okay.
Companies
I
and
know an
businesses.
electrical company that
Okay.
just
It's got
ordered
some
lights
toys
from.
and
They have a
things.
lot.
Yeah.
That's
Some
all.
themes,
So
kid themes.
so these little miniature trees, they have they all have a theme, and so it can be
these are
they
all
had a
from-
Hot Wheel. Did you see the Hot Wheel
No,
tree?
yeah, that's the one that I would
Yeah,
take.
the Hot Wheel
They're
tree.
all-
Or
they're
the
all-
Mario tree, the Mario supercard. I mean, like it's a tree sitting in the middle of like Marioville. I don't know if Marioville's real, but y'all know what I'm talking about.
Last year there was one with a true operational
tractor,
crane.
yeah,
Wow.
crane.
So cool.
Rodney, could you maybe at the end of this podcast put some pictures of those, attach it to this?
Yeah,
or no?
Rodney.
Yeah, Rodney.
Ta-da!
come
Yeah,
on,
brother, do it.
No, that
So
would
what
really be cool
happens
so
to
you can
these
see what we're
trees
talking
after
about.
today?
So after today, so today we want current clients and children to vote on what's their favorite trees because that gives that company bragging rights for a while.
Nice, okay.
And so this is all these companies together that are part of this, and then they get to brag within each other. But then back here at the center in the morning at 10 o'clock, everybody gets a ticket. All the women who have children that live in the building first. We draw and they get to go pick their favorite tree, and then we go to children who will be visiting during the Christmas season. We let their mothers pick them a tree, and meanwhile it's fun. It's fun for the most part. There's some tiers because more than one might have their eye on
Right,
a
of
particular
course,
tree.
yeah.
I tell them all pick at least 3 trees that are your favorite because there's so many great trees.
Right.
So pick 3 that are your favorite that you'll be glad to get. But then we got Christmas music going, and then the group that does this brings hot chocolate, and where you can make fancy hot chocolate. So they'll be making and snacks and stuff while we do the drawing.
Oh, that'll be fun.
And then after
I'm gonna try to be here.
it is a good time. So after the mothers with children and the mothers who have children coming to visit go, then we they're all my favorite, but I think it's so sweet to watch just the women who don't qualify for a tree. They wait. Then this is like a 3-hour ordeal. I mean, it's a long thing. Then but they wait, and then they'll draw, and they can go pick them a tree to take to the room if there's any left. And it is always so fun to watch these grown women just ready to go find them a tree.
Did we
It's just
decide if it's our 3rd or 4th year?
I think it's third.
Fourth.
Okay, Joseph told me third. Maybe. I don't know.
I kind of think 3rd, but either way.
So is there
Yeah,
one
2
for every room?
2 with Joni, now 2 without.
No, there's not one for every.
Okay.
That's why we're having Plus, it's a fun game process.
Yeah,
too, so
yeah.
Yeah, and it's a fair, fun way for them to pick it.
And it's Christmassy. It's
yeah,
fun,
it
right?
is very
and
Christmas.
the kids will love it.
Yeah, and so because we're doing Christmas here. This past Tuesday, we went to Charles Billingsley concert. It was phenomenal. It was beautiful. It was sweet. Except he's got this new song called Truly Home. And it was about his mother passing is why he wrote the song, and just how life reflects once his mother passed. And you can tell that it was a believer that wrote it, because a close loved one that was a believer had passed on, because it talks about while we're around the manger, you're around the throne. And
Wow.
I mean, woo, I'm talking about, it'll mess with you. Go listen to Truly Home. And now, if you're gonna need counseling afterwards, you might not need to, but it's super sweet. And then Charles was super sweet. He gave me and Candace, Candace lost her son a few weeks ago, and gave us both those. It framed. I put it here at the center in mom's corner. And the words, just because it was, all Lovelady. I know that we lost our mom, but then all of us lost Mom, Miss Brenda. So I put it on Brenda's corner up there where we had made that Christmas decor with the toy soldiers and stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, we had a great time after that part. We had a great time at the Covenant concert. The church did phenomenal with the food and stuff, just absolutely beautiful. And then this Thursday's tablescapes. Yeah, and I love to see how many grads are wanting to do tables. They're coming back and sponsoring a table, and that's
It's
sweet.
my favorite night of the year.
Yeah, so
I love it.
it's that's a really good time. So between our instructors and volunteers and our grads, it's so much fun. That's this Thursday, and then mini tree, and then before you know it, Christmas is going to be here.
It's here.
Yeah, it is. It really is. So all that being said, I see that we are out of time, and just thank y'all so much for. I know that was kind of a last minute. I know not just going through a little bit of a hard time. I know it's not always cool to come down here and let the world see you're not okay, but it's okay not to be okay.
That's right.
And know that that we will be, and God does take care of us, and that as long as we're doing, as long as we're here, we're going to make sure the legacy continues. Thank you so much. We love you.